got things set up so you can hopefully see Logic in front of me. I just thought I'd show you a few things in Logic. So I'll just show you the stuff that I generally use. You can probably see that my computer is laggy as hell. Yes, laggy as hell is definitely something that it is. So I'll just show you what I do basically, and if I need to input notes, you know, manually, I'll just do that, and then we'll see how it goes. Good, cool. I'm looking this way because all you guys are on that screen, and I have no idea how to do anything at the moment. So okay, so as you can see here, I've got two damage, the Armageddon and the Plastics. So this one's the Plastics, sounds like that, and the Armageddon sounds like this. So really beefy stuff. These are the things that I'm using all the time for everything. I'm not going to show you anything that I don't use. This field drum with snare as well, so most of you probably have Action Strikes. I love it, sounds really good. Okay, Tyco's, they just give you a monstrous low end. Where are we? And I'll tell you exactly which notes I use as well, because it's, you know, it's just there's some that work well with each other and some that don't, and I do like pitch shifting and stuff as well when I'm doing drums, because for some reason I always find that drums don't have enough low end when they really do. I think it's because, you know, like epic music. Okay, so let's see if we can record. Let's have a look what you're saying first. Sound works well, you play some strings. I just sing for you. Yeah, that won't be happening tonight, especially after the cold that I've just had. Yeah, not fun. Okay, so usually let's stick at 120. That's probably safe, isn't it? So I'll start off with the Armageddon. I'm just going to have the accented notes, okay? Okay, laggy as anything, but we'll go into the editor anyway, and we can sort it out. Okay, so I don't know if your DAW does this, but I can go to MIDI transform, I can go into random velocity, and I can set a velocity parameter. So yeah, check out if your DAW does this. I usually set mine to about between 101 and 123. For epic music, these numbers go down as I'm doing more classical. So that is probably what I program for classical music. 127 is fine as well. It doesn't make much of a difference really after about 118 for most samples anyway. Yeah, laggy. It's probably my internet as well, to be honest, Michael. So I select and operate that, and that'll give me nice quantized notes. If this is epic music, then I would probably be I'd probably quantize it, which and then I'd probably bring the strength down to between 90, yeah, between 85 and 90. But we're not going to do that because this is epic. So, and you'll see this is just like a lot of copy and pasting. I think these are an octave lower, or are they an octave higher? There we go. Okay, so together we've got this. I like it. Tycho's exactly the same. And you see, because I was rushing so quickly, didn't even notice this. So let's just go back and sort that out. Okay. And I was on Tycho's, wasn't I? Okay, so Tycho's levels balanced. It's called Humanize in Reaper. Oh, no, we've got a different thing in. So here, so we've got the random velocity, and what the velocity is doing is it's how loud your notes are, whereas your Humanize is going to do everything. So it'll do where you see fixed velocity, pitch, and then random velocity. It'll actually do all those three things in one. Yeah, so that's what your Humanize is going to be doing, and then the random velocity just means that I am just squashing the dynamic layer because that's the only parameter I really want. Otherwise, what it's going to do is it's going to take all parameters. So it's going to be saying where I want the note as well. Is it going to be late? Is it going to be early? How loud is it going to be? Which dynamic layer? It'll choose all of that for you in the Humanize. So now, anyway, before we get to snare, because snare's kind of the secret weapon, I'll go on to my Tychos. They're just not good out of the box. So if I open this up, so what I do here is I'll go on to effect. Oh, I was on it. Don't move. Okay, so I'll go to tune, and I'm just going to tune them down, usually about 4 semitones. Yeah, just give it that weight. Tune that one down a bit as well. And the thing about these as well is that I think the drums are actually done for 2. Yeah, I think it's like 2 semitones. So the same drum sample is for this and for this. Okay, and then it changes. So you'll have to do it for each one if you want to use all of them. I find it's okay with just one. And this is this part of the sound is going to be giving a little bit more of your room sound. So if we go back to that and it shows where I've tuned it, I am going to put 46% of the mic to the room. Okay, go back to this one, do the same thing. Okay, and that's essentially, I've got that saved as a preset. And with that, we then have this sound. Okay, so it's already pretty big, I would say. That is, yeah, it is pretty big sounding, but we want it bigger. What you'll find is that, well, you probably find this now, but once you start getting layer upon layer upon layer, you'll find that you need about 50 layers, if your computer can handle it, to really get that huge sound starting to happen. But then as soon as you get that amount of layers, even if you take out all of the low end from the tracks that you don't want, you'll probably find that, yeah, you get the low end, but you don't get the snap of the top of the drums. And that's often what these big libraries and film developers and everyone, that's what they're looking for. They're not just looking for a weighty low end, but they're also looking for that snappy high end. So let's just get that sorted. So yeah, this snare here, it is the field snare. Now I use 2 different snares, and this one, it just sounds great. I usually EQ it though. So I'll put it on Master EQ2 here, and I'll put it on close. Okay, so that's all the processing I do really. I don't want a lot of top end in it, and if you listen to it now, it will, that is naturally going to cut through now. Well, it's gonna come through too much. So then what I do is I get a new EQ, and I usually take out anything over about 15. About there. Just roll that off. It's only something really, really subtle. Okay, and in context, all of these sound like this. Okay, so we started off something really, really simple, and what I'm going to say is that when you're approaching drums, stick to the ones and the main beats. So here, so these are all the samples that we've got going. The only thing that I would probably change in terms of rhythm would be, I could take that out, bring that over here, bring that there. Okay, and I'm going to quantize this to triplets. Where are you? There we go, and it will be 8th triplet. So then we've got this sound. And for epic music, you're going to hear those two, the digga digga da, the da 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 da, and the da ga da ga da. Yeah, and if we get the da 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 da, this is how this one sounds. So that's known as an acciaccatura, which is a leading note. It's just, oh, hello. There we go. So slightly off. I want that to flam into here. So we listen to that now, and it should be ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Yeah. That's probably a little bit too strong, so there we are. Okay. So that's the fundamentals really of how I would approach doing epic music.